Well, hello there. So, a little disappointed this week and last week and week before. So, a couple weeks ago we had the snowstorm. Around here we got about 9 inches. And this week it is currently melting away. It's been a couple weeks. So, unfortunately, my issue was the stuff I had ordered before the storm was supposed to arrive before the storm, but they used the storm. Amazon used the storm as an excuse on why it was running late, and then they shifted it to delivery after, and then they pushed it out the following week. And here it is 2 weeks later, and I still haven't gotten everything. So the last thing I was waiting for was this here. So there's my epoxy, but the hardener never showed up. So this was late, and the hardener for it is late. The hardener still has not shown up, and it is showing supposed to be here tomorrow, but I doubt it, because the other stuff kept saying tomorrow, and they would update it. And it took a couple weeks. So trying to not give you guys another week without a video, trying to think on what I could work on. Since it's a nice bright sunny day. Yeah, I don't have the stuff to work on the walls. I got out the wood and everything, I just don't have the all the stuff for the epoxy. So, let me show you one of the things I've been looking at here. We're here in the RV. I got the fan clipped. Well, it's unplugged, I should say, not really clipped. But you can see the blade is cracking. But if you could look up in here, see all that dirt and the stink bugs? That adds weight to this, so then it vibrates a little bit. That's what causes the cracking there. But what I'm having issues here, which apparently a lot of people have issues with these, is this piece right up here. It doesn't want to really focus, but that piece that lifts the lid, so you can see there, that's metal, and it broke. So I gotta order that, and you can see everything's still a mess. But I have this ready, so I filled the holes with that I made with the grinder with some foam. I'll cut that loose, but now I don't have the battery clicked on. But yeah, those look really nice after spray painting them with that undercoating stuff. So I shouldn't have any issues with the rust on the inside anymore. So the other thing is, well, I was thinking, well, I could start working on the other side of the wall, but you can see it's very crowded in here, and I don't have a lot of room to throw a lot of this stuff. I don't have a shed or anything I can just drop some of this stuff into. So then I was wondering, well, what else can I do? And before another storm shows up, because February and March are usually when we get like the ice and everything, I still need to get this generator done. So it is an Onan Marquis 7000. And there is some work I have done to it in the past. Like I replaced the fuel line, the fuel filter, and I rebuilt the carburetor, changed the spark plugs, and she runs. But if you remember, I think I pulled all of it out that I could at the time. I was getting some insulation coming out right there, probably because a mouse, actually, you can see right there. Mouse is trying to make a nest in there. So I figured that is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you guys what the stuff I do to get ready for a video when I order stuff. So I'm going to go through the generator, figure out everything I need to order for it, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned. All right, had to get a hat on and got a light here. If I could get that on and worm you guys underneath here. And turn this light on too. So one of the main issues I'm having is this fuel pump. So with that fuel pump going bad, I'm going to replace this again. It's still pliable, but well, I'll see when I get it off. But your hose should be pliable, so if it seems stiff, you should definitely replace your fuel line. If it's your original fuel line, and like this, if it's a 30-year-old generator, I would definitely replace it. Carburetor, you could rebuild these, buy a new one. If you're uncomfortable rebuilding it, I would just buy a new one. It's going to cost more, but you know, better be safe than sorry. Just like with anything, you want to be careful with fuel, because if you don't do anything, if you don't do something right, like not tightening something, it can catch on fire. So you always got to be careful, but and always seek a professional if you need help. I am not one. I'm just a DIYer. Oh, what are the odds of finding the right one on the first try? And then I drop it. Okay, that's unplugged. Now this should come out. All right, so one of the things I want to do is these are the two breakers. I want to replace these. So I want to be sure I get the information off of these. Let me get this snapped off. Flip this around. And the other thing is this switch, the circuit breaker. So you can see there's mud buildup on it. So I want to be sure I get that cleaned or replace it. Sometimes these could go bad, but primarily most of the time, if you're not getting the proper power, one, your breaker might be off or bad, but the very most common thing is that fuel pump in the back. So that is definitely the number one thing I'm going to replace. I had to move the camera out of the way so I get this off, but the switch is one of the issues I'm having. So that's why I want to primarily replace this board. So I need the number on the board. To be sure I get the right oil filter, fuel line, and fuel filter, which nice thing is there's the number for the fuel filter. I need my model number and serial number. That will also help me find the right breakers. And the way this one is set is back is on, forward is off. And it does look like I need to blow that out. but the rest of these connections look pretty good. Now that that's done, I'll be better putting that back together. So this guy, the air filter, can be a pain sometimes. Actually, it's going to probably come off pretty easily. That turned pretty quickly. Now I had to replace the air filter and hardly ran it, so that still looks pretty good. So I'm not going to worry about that. This is what I needed to get to. And I don't think I brought anything to pop this open. So let me go, because all I got is this. Yeah. Let me go find a screwdriver or something real quick. Now that I got those wires pulled off, just gonna tuck them out of the way. And finish removing these. Now these bolts, you don't want to drop them down in your generator. So if you get your hand in there to grab it so it doesn't fall. The other option is if you have one of these magnetic guys here, and just like that. Now you could already see what I see. That is not shiny. Those need to be shiny. These guys right here. That one and then that one. They need to be shiny. I don't want to lose that screw. Alright, so look at these. Now you might find yours might have worn uneven just like this. That's fine. You want to be sure they are. So that one moves freely. This one sticks a little bit, but it is freeing up now that I've been pushing on it. All right, so now that I got all the information I need, there's a company that makes what they call a slip stick to clean those bearings there, those copper plates that those brushes slide on. I will look into that, as well as you could kind of make your own with the stick and that. You just want to, if you use sandpaper, you got to be very, very careful with sandpaper. But something like a Scotch-Brite pad might work. I'd have to look into that. I don't know. So, yeah, got to look into that. Got to get this faceplate put back on, but I got the numbers I need to order a new one. I already have the fuel pump, so I bought that last year actually, but I had a feeling I was having some other issues, and I was right. It was these slip rings and that, so they need to be polished up, and I can't do that with the faceplate off. So let me get that put back together. And it is cold. There is still snow on the ground. I think currently it is 35 degrees. Stuff needs to be done. So catch you a minute. All right, I decided before I get this back on, I'm going to go ahead and try cleaning them. So I just got a stick and Scotch-Brite pad. That looks so much better already, but not as clean as I'd like. And just from that, swing you guys around, see, look at that. So this is what I mean. I got to pull this casing off so I could get all that cleaned out. But yeah, that is looking good with this Scotch-Brite in here. That looks so much better. Nice and shiny like they're supposed to be. Alright, you can see that's back in there. Wires are nice and tight on there. Everything's good and tight. So I can put this back on. It's cold weather. Does not help with some of this plastic. You guys are kind of in the way, so I'm going to move you over just a little bit here. All right. So the last thing I need to do right now is get this reconnected. And this tube goes into the back into the air filter. So what that does is you slide that over to winter, and it's pulling warm air off of the generator to help start it. Let me tighten this down. Everything is back together. Alright, you can see behind me here, a lot of vehicles, you can see behind me here the sun is setting. But yeah, so that's all the work I'm going to do on the generator tonight. I need to, I want to get that chip ordered for the start button, and as well as order a new fuel filter. Like I said, I have the fuel pump already, so that sputtering, part of that is the fuel pump, the other part of that is old gas, so I'll be dealing with that as well. So that's just a quick little rundown on just me going through something, figuring out what I need. So I'll get that chip ordered. I'll probably go through Dinosaur Electronics. I replaced the chip for the furnace and the water heater with Dinosaur Electronics, and both of those have been working way better than what they used to. And I had replaced the chip with an OEM one from the manufacturer, and it ran, but it wasn't very efficient. It seems like this Dinosaur Electronics reprograms it a little bit, and it just runs a lot better, a lot smoother, which I like. So I'll probably do the same thing with this. Get those breakers ordered. And nice thing is the slip rings are clean. I do like how quickly and easily that was. And that was just a little bristle pad on a stick. So probably not as clean as what one of those slip sticks does, but it's actually way better than what it was. And actually, because I did that, I noticed it starts a lot quicker too. So if you're having issues starting, check those. That could be your issue right there. So yeah, I'm going to clean up, head inside. It is getting colder. When I started this, it was about 40 degrees. I think it is now currently like 33. Since the sun has set, the temperature has just been dropping. So let me clean up. So just wanted to interrupt real quick. So you can see here, finally came in. It was supposed to be here a couple weeks ago, but then we had the snowstorm, delivery put off. And then finally, whenever Amazon decided to update their delivery, showing that it was supposed to be here Saturday, then they changed it to Sunday, 3 different times. Sunday, didn't show up Sunday, showed up Monday. So here it is Monday, finally got it. So hopefully next video, I can finally start working on that wall in the RV. So see you next time. Have a good one.